Hey everybody, it's Coach Stoltenberg. Making a quick video here. I'm going to run through this titration simulator real quick, kind of show you all the different functions. It's not super difficult to use, but if you've never used it before, it can be kind of confusing. So just a real quick video going through it. You'll have your procedures on your lab report. Just follow those as well. Use this and those, and you shouldn't have any issues. So here's the website that you're going to go to. I'll have a link to it in your assignments. Um, this is the home page. This is provided by the University of Oregon. So thanks for letting us use it. You're going to click here, and it's going to take you to the simulator. Some of y'all might have to okay the use of like a JavaScript or something like that. It's fine, just okay it. If you have to download something, it should be free. So, so no issues with that. All right, so first things first, you're going to select your type of reaction. All of my classes are going to do strong acid versus strong base. So I'm going to click that. Second thing, we're going to fill the burette. I'm going to go ahead and make this standard for all my classes. We're going to have acid in the burette. Okay, so strong acid versus strong base, and we click acid here. Third, we're going to pick our acid and our base. Now here, this is where there will be some variation from class to class. Each class will have an assigned acid and an assigned base. For this demonstration, I'm just going to click HCl, and look, isn't that neat? Our burette fills up with hydrochloric acid, and I'm going to click our base is KOH, potassium hydroxide. Notice once I click that base, down here some very important information. And this has to be recorded. Make sure you're paying attention to this. It's the molarity of your base and the volume of your base. So it's telling you that I have 0.1951 molar potassium hydroxide, and then I have 25 milliliters of that. Make sure this gets recorded. It will be impossible for you to do your calculations if you don't record these two. All right, next thing, click my indicator. I don't care which indicator you pick. Either one is fine. All you're doing is looking for a color change, so it doesn't really matter which one you pick. Just make sure you indicate which one you pick. I'm just going to select methyl red. Notice the solution in my flask turned yellow. All right, now it's time to start titrating. So there's two ways I can do this. I can do it dropwise, one drop at a time. Notice here the volume of acid that I'm adding is changing. So each drop is, what is that, 2/100ths? So 5 drops would be 1/10 of a milliliter. Now you could sit here and one at a time drop, 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 drop. That would be fine, but it also might take you a long time. So we have this second method here, this push slider, and you can click on it, grab it, and push it up and down. And in that box, you see the numbers changing. That's how many milliliters you're going to add. Now, be careful here, because if you let go and you're at 33 milliliters, it's going to add 33 milliliters. So you want to be kind of careful when using this, because this is a very precise thing, and there's a point that neutralization point is a very specific point. So if you go and throw in, 15 milliliters in one time, you might blast past that point. What we're trying to do is get as close to that balance point, that neutralization point, as possible to get as accurate of information as possible. So I'm just gonna, let's add 5. Boom, I added 5. Look over here, total volume of acid 5.26. Still yellow solution, so I can add some more. So I'm a gambler, so I'm gonna go up to 10. 10.26. All right, so blah blah blah, and then I get a little nervous, so I can start adding more. At some point, you're gonna keep adding, and I'm just gonna make sure I blow past it here. Boom. Oh, wow. Sweet. What? Look at my solution. It changed pink. I definitely blew way past the neutralization point. Probably. But once you go past it, that's it. I mean, you're done. As soon as the solution changes colors, you're done. So this is it. I used 31.12 milliliters of my acid. So now this would be the time when we would do the calculation. The M1 or M molarity of the acid times the volume of the acid is equal to the molarity of the base times the volume of the base. So in this case, I'm going to say I'm going to take my volume of my base and my molarity of my base, and I'm going to multiply it. So 0.1951 times 25, I get 4.8775. Then, doing the math correctly, I would divide that by the volume of the acid, 31.12. And my calculated concentration is 0.1567. Now I can test it. I can by punching that number in here. So I'm going to punch that in, 0.1567. That's my calculated molarity using the known concentration and volume, using the experimental volume to calculate for the molarity. Going to check it. Oh, surprise, surprise. I'm incorrect. But that's okay. This is trial 1. It's okay to be incorrect. Unless you're super patient, you're probably going to go past that neutralization point the first time, and maybe even the second time. We're going to do 3 trials here. So each trial, hopefully you're going to get a little bit closer. So trial 1 is done. This is trial 1. It's done. So I want to reset for trial 2. Okay. So I'm going to hit not reset, because that's going to reset everything. I want to keep these two. I want to keep these two things the same. So I'm going to hit this button, concordant values, and that just resets your acid. You notice you're still using the same molarity of the base, same volume of the base. Nothing else has changed. So we're not hitting the reset button. We're hitting the concordant values. This sets me up for trial 2. Well, I knew trial 1 that 31 milliliters was too much, so I'm going to try to get a little bit closer and not blow past it again. Hopefully, in the end, you're getting to the point where you hit this little button one time and the solution changes colors. Like, that's how close you are. If you get that close, you did a really good job. Where one drop makes a difference, that means that's a perfect titration. If you don't get quite that close, it's okay. Ultimately, this is a trial and error thing. That's why we do 3 trials. Okay, that's going to be it. Good luck. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And yeah, all right. See y'all later.